Let me think. Let me guess. Okay. Also, I kind of want to like I know a lot of my streams have been just the same thing over and over again, like repetitive, doing the daily games, the chess, then jumping into Sekiro because that's the main game that I'm focusing on now. But I kind of want to. There's not really much I can do as far as like production goes or like stream ideas. There's only like a hand few like a yeah, there's only like a handful of things that I can come up with. Um have you ever tried any of the shitty indie games on Steam? Kind of like variety gaming. Yeah. So I was actually it's funny you mentioned that because before starting the stream I was actually checking out Steam to see like free to play games and stuff like that. Um and I did come across a couple. Also, I know I was shitting on Xbox and their kind of poaching of everything, the prices and all that, but I do have to give credit where credit is due. Uh if you're a gamer, an avid gamer or a streamer, I highly suggest getting the Xbox Game Pass for because you can play games first of all on Xbox. You and this isn't an advertisement. This isn't a sponsorship either, but you can play a whole library of games on Xbox, but you can also play on PC. So they do have a lot of games on there like the Yakuza series, which is one of my favorite series and I'm going to get to it at some point. Um but they have a bunch of games as well that are short games, indie games. They have just a whole variety of it. So I do suggest that it is worth it. You don't have to. I wouldn't if you don't have the money. I wouldn't suggest getting like the 12-month subscription. But I know on some websites or some places you can get like a 1 month subscription for like $9, $11, and it's definitely worth it if you play a lot. But if you don't play daily, maybe it's not for you. But yeah, I do have it. So there are some indie games on there, which is the point I was trying to make. So I did download it. I have a whole goddamn hard drive of like 1,000 terabytes, and it's full of just games that I need to play. So yeah, I need to play them. I need to play them because you do need the Game Pass. Like, let's say you download a game from Game Pass and you run out of your subscription, you can't really play them. You got to have an active subscription, so it's worth it. But that's just an idea. But what are you saying? Okay. German does a lot of them back in the days. Watching people play bad games is so entertaining for some reason. Yeah. Which reminds me kind of a recent video that Ludwig did on his channel, and he basically played like a bunch of YouTube shitty games. I know YouTube has some games. Netflix has some games as well, which is jarring to me. Um, what I was thinking as well for a stream, is playing retro games, like just a nostalgia trip, really. Um, they really do, they really do. But yeah, I wanted to play nostalgic games, like retro games, like games that I used to play in my childhood. You know, I'm talking about like Super Mario 64. Not speed running it or anything, but just remembering, just to be a kid again. You know, actually, I feel like I'm a kid in an adult's body, but I think that would be cool. Dive into some retro games as well. As you guys can see back there, I have a bunch of retro consoles, or I don't know where to point. There we go. I have a bunch of retro consoles, like very old consoles before my time and during my time. But yeah, that is something I thought about. I thought about playing like flash games as well, shitty games, indie games, AAA games, full fledged, like everything. But yeah, but as far as like production wise, like I don't know, I can do React content as well as one of the viewers suggested as well, I can do like an art stream. Um, Kind of draw whatever you suggest. I don't know. I don't know. In my head, I say that there is a handful of ideas, but listing them all out is a lot. Like I'm already getting overwhelmed with like I don't know what to do. But yeah, have you ever played old Pokemon? Oh yeah. Oh, you could do a Nuzlocke run. Damn. I've seen people do Nuzlocke runs, and I'm not gonna lie, kind of makes me nervous. Kind of makes me anxious, but I think if I'm up to it, and I kind of get my head in the game, I could probably do a Nuzlocke run. Yeah, why not? As long as I follow the rules and everything. But yeah, Pokemon games, dude. I think that I was also thinking of doing like a chill game, that like a one-off game, um, with lo-fi music, and come up with like a Q&A, basically for myself, just to for people to get to know me. And yeah, one of the questions I remember seeing was like, what is the first game that you've ever played? I honestly, from what I remember, Pokemon Yellow on the original brick Game Boy Color. It wasn't even the Game Boy Color. It was just the like the original Game Boy. That's crazy, man. I feel old. But yeah, there's just so much I want to do, and thinking about it gives me anxiety, but at the same time, it makes me excited, which negates that anxiety. But I'm not gonna think about all of it at the same time. I'm just gonna take it one step at a time, one stream at a time, and do that, because I also don't want to get burnout. Burnout is something that streamers and creators get a lot, especially when they overwhelm themselves with a schedule and a whole bunch of things that they get overwhelmed with. And I've dealt with burnout before with my YouTube channel, but I think streaming makes it easier on the YouTube side, because before I used to play a game by myself, not live streaming it. Then I used to have to edit it. Then I used to have to upload it on time, and it's very, whereas live streaming, you can just play it live on stream and then edit it afterwards and then have a whole bunch of content. So instead of playing like a segment of the game, or like an hour of a game, or a chapter of a game, and then having to edit it immediately and schedule it and upload it, you can play it on stream for as long as you want, and then you have a whole bunch of episodes to upload to YouTube. So that's basically what I do. I think that helps out with the burnout. So yeah, it's just become easier to upload the whole VOD, the live stream, download it, edit it, break it into chunks, different sections, and then have a whole bunch of content that you don't have to worry about editing. But yeah, man, I think I covered a lot this stream. This was a good stream in my head. But as I said, I have a lot of energy, but I know I should take care of myself. I should rest. I should take a nap. 5 hours is pretty good. Like, I remember when I first started too streaming, I said, "Ooh, I want to do like a minimum of 3 hours. I want to do a minimum of 3 hours. 3 hours is a good cap, right?" But now I can easily do 5 hours, 8 hours, 10 hours. I just get lost in the sauce, as they say. But yeah, thank you for tuning in. Great stream. Get some rest. Yes, I do need some rest. Again, as I said before, I'll say it again. I don't think I'm made for this time zone. Honestly, I live in the East Coast of the United States, so I'm in the Eastern time, and whenever people wake up here, I'm sleeping. I sleep throughout the day, and when it's nighttime and everyone's snoozing, I'm awake. So I don't know. I think I'm meant for other time zones and stuff like that. That's why I don't really come up with a set schedule or a set time every day or every other day, because I don't want to add pressure to myself. And also it's unpredictable. Like, I need to fix my schedule to be in this time zone in order to do that. But it doesn't matter at what time I stream. It's been great because so far, even though I have one viewer or get one new follower or two per stream, I'm meeting new people from around the world. Like, the last stream, there was a guy from Nigeria that just popped in and we were talking, and it was cool. And then there was I seen my my analytics too, just a little behind the scenes, and there was a guy from I have people from Argentina, Hong Kong. Like, it's crazy how the internet just connects people when it actually works and it's social. But that's another topic in itself. Like, sometimes social media is good when it works and it connects people and it does what it does, but then it can also be very bad because it can make you feel even more isolated and alone if you don't have that social interaction, especially when you're a streamer or a content creator. And because you kind of have to force yourself to talk to a camera and a microphone without acknowledging, like, that there's no viewers, especially when you're starting off. But you just hope that someone out there lands in your corner of the internet and says hello. And that's why I really appreciate everyone that spends their time to say hi. You know, even if they don't follow, even if they don't subscribe, whatever, it doesn't matter. But yeah, okay. So consistency is good too. Yep, that, I think that's the key, as I said, and a lot of content creators, if not like 100% of them, say consistency is key, because it is easier to just give up, especially when you don't see the viewer count, or if you see the viewer count and it's zero, or the chatter count and it's zero. It's easier to feel defeated and be like, you know what, this isn't gonna work. But if you keep at it, you'll grow like steadily and slowly. But growth is growth, as I say. Progression is progression, whether it's minimal or big. Some American streamers purposefully stream late at night to get the international viewership. Yes. The only thing I would say that is true, this comment right here. But with Twitch, which is this platform, discovery is not that good. So for you to get discovered, if you think about it, like right now, I was playing Sekiro. Right now, in that category, there's 80 viewers. What are the chances that one of those viewers is gonna watch you if you're competing with people that already have a kind of like a community? Because if you have one viewer, one chatter, compared to someone who has 20 or something, you rank very low. So as far as platforms go, I'm not going to speak much on the Kick platform, because I know there's people there that view bot and stuff, but I'm not going to throw shade. I'm not going to talk bad about it. I already said my personal view on that, but I know YouTube, it's kind of hard to get discovered as well. Like, imagine, like, if you watch people with millions of views and a lot of views in a large community, they're good streamers, because they kind of, you know, they kind of experimented. They know what works. They know what doesn't. They sometimes, well, not sometimes, but to me personally, I know a lot of them will say, "Oh, consistency is key," and blah blah blah. It's not luck at all. But I think luck has a lot to do with it as well. Because I think it's about networking. It's about knowing people. It's about collaborating and kind of growing that way. But I think luck has a big part to, like, a lot to do with it. I know Ludwig as well. I keep mentioning Ludwig, but he's done it all. He made a video basically starting from scratch and getting Miskiff to react to a video to make it go viral, to say, hey, it's skill, it's not luck, but it's luck. It's luck as well. It's both. But yeah, the argument basically is it's luck, but you won't get lucky if you don't put yourself out there, if that makes any sense. Well, not really. I mean, I think it goes for small streamers. I think small streamers, you have a bigger chance of getting noticed or them acknowledging your message or your donation. But also, maybe if Ludwig in that video didn't donate and just flat out just send a link, he probably would have been moderated. He probably would have been banned from chat. He probably wouldn't have gotten Miskiff's attention. But since he donated, that kind of boosted the possibility of Miskiff acknowledging his video. So once Miskiff viewed the video and he got his attention and seen that it was about him, obviously he was going to just watch it. So because it's free content basically for him. Yeah. So yeah, kind of. In that case, I don't think it was much luck. I think it was more skill. But I don't think that video did justice to kind of disprove that there's no luck or skill, because not everyone that does that will have that happen. Because a lot of times people donate to big streamers and they don't acknowledge it, especially if it's a link, because you never know what the link is. You don't know what it could be, a risk. But if Ludwig would have just not done those tactics to get noticed, I don't think that would have been very successful. But I may be wrong. What do I know? I'm starting out, and yeah. But yeah, I just think you need to put yourself out there to have a chance. And that's why I believe if you have a dream or a goal, try. Don't be afraid of failure, because you don't know if you're going to first of all, you don't know if you're going to succeed or if you're going to fail. But either way, you're going to get something out of it if you try, because failure doesn't mean that that it's the end. Failure, you can use that as a learning experience to be like, hey, okay, I've learned from this. I can see how I can change my strategy, or I can learn and kind of not make the same mistake again or not fail again. So it does work for something. You know, it has value. But if you don't put yourself out there, let's say you have a goal and you're like, you know what, it's not gonna work, or you're already going into it negatively, or you shut down, you're not going to have that chance. Your probability is going to be nil. It's going to be zero. But if you put yourself out there, you're consistent, you try and try and try and try. As I said, 9 times out of 10 you will fail, but that one time you will succeed. You will succeed. But you wouldn't have that one try if you don't try at all. So, yeah. Hopefully, that is some useful things to put out there. Hopefully, someone watches this and learns from it, or kind of implements it in their daily lives or in whatever they're doing. And hopefully, it's useful, because that's basically my goal, is to give good advice, to help people out, and create a positive community where people can just come, join for a while or a second, and kind of forget about what they're going through in their lives. But yeah, I'm not gonna take up any more time. I've been live for 5 hours. I need to rest because I don't know. I don't know. I stay up and then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna stream throughout the night, and then it's morning, and then I'm tired and shit. I can keep going, but if I keep going, then it's not gonna have very much health benefits, and I need to be healthy if I want to be able to physically do this. Um, it's not just about sitting in front of the computer and clicking go stream and stuff. And trust me, I've done it. But yeah, I'd rather come into this positively energetic, have a good stream. And thankfully, to Buddha and to everyone that was here and that said hello, it was a positive, good stream. So yeah, have a good night. I will thank you very much for that. I hope you have a good day. In whatever you do, anyone, and yeah, thank you for your time and your company. As I say, it helps more than you guys know, and I look forward to the next stream. Trust me, I'm trying to be consistent. I always before I last thing, and I'll sign off. I used to say before, oh yeah, I got myself to stream. I'm gonna stream soon, and then not stream for like a week or a month or a year in some examples. But I think recently I've been killing it. I've been doing good. I've been proud. I've been proud because I streamed yesterday for 8 hours, streamed today for 5. I'll probably take a break. And by break, I mean like a nap, rest. Once I feel good, stream again. Keep going at it. Slowly but surely, baby steps, and we'll get there in the end. That is the end goal. Get there together. So thank you very much. You are fantastic for helping me out and also keeping me company and chatting. Thank you for being very active in this community. I thank you very much.